This is Mission Control Houston. We are 4 hours and 47 minutes into today's spacewalk. You are currently seeing a live view from the helmet camera, or HECA, of NASA astronaut Anil Menon. He is currently situated on the end of the space station's robotic arm in an articulating portable foot restraint, and he is currently holding on to the failed SCANT, or space-to-ground antenna, which had been previously uninstalled and temporarily stowed on the Z1 truss during last week's spacewalk on August 18th. They have since retrieved that SCANT and are preparing to maneuver it over to ESP-3, which is External Stowage Platform 3 on board the International Space Station. Right now, NASA astronaut Anil Menon is in a holding pattern while ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot completes some worksite cleanup activities.
And Sophie, we don't have a camera on you right now. If you have any statuses for us, we would take it. And we just got your HECA back.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, almost done with the outs of the bag. It is on my DRT. It is attached to my DRT. Just need to remove the second AET that was on the other handrail.
Copy, that sounds good. Burn.
Do you mean translation?
Copy, and we see it. So you'll just go back where you came from, and as you go by the airlock, you can temp stow that medium ORU bag. We have it down as a toolbox, but if you have a preferable location, that's fine too.
Okay.
This is Michigan.
Back into the airlock. Next. I can put on the D-ring.
Yeah, but just put
Circular handrail, you mean? Yes.
You can put on the circular handrail or even on the toolboxes.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are 4 hours 51 minutes into today's spacewalk, and you're currently seeing a view from the helmet camera of ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot. She recently completed some worksite cleanup tasks over at the Z1 truss, where they recently installed the spare SCANT or space to ground antenna. Following that cleanup, as well as a inventory of the tools and items that are in the bag that they have been carrying, she began her translation back over to the airlock, where she will drop off the bag and toolbox, and then she will head over to meet NASA astronaut Anil Menon over at the ESP-3, or External Stowage Platform 3 work site, to complete the installation of the failed SCANT, or failed space-to-ground antenna, that had been removed from the Z1 truss and temporarily stowed over there during an EVA, or spacewalk, that took place last Tuesday, August 18th.
And Sophie, we see you at the Spur. So one recommended location would just be to put that on the front of those toolboxes right there if you want to save the translation going underneath. But just a reminder, we're healthy on consumables and healthy on time, so there's no rush.
Thank you.
For the crew, just be advised that we're going to be doing
Thank you for your patience.
You're crushing it, Sophie. We're going to do the KU checkout, so we're going to be down video for a little while. So if you guys can give us verbal statuses, we would appreciate it.
On.
And when does the video down start? Has it started?
It has not started yet. And we can hold if you need to show us something.
No, I was just curious when I would start the verbal feedback.
We'll give you a heads up when it's imminent.
Copy.
Sophie, TCV setting 7.
Copy TCV 7 for EV2. For both of you, we're just approaching the 5-hour mark. We're on the timeline, and we are battery limited on EV1. And that limit exceeds anything that we're planning for. So we are sitting good on consumables. You guys are both doing great.
Thank you.
Resuming translation.
Copy resuming translation. Thanks, Sophie, and we'll just take your call as you go by the NTA and as you get to your green hook position at 3217.
Copy NTA green hook position.
And Sophie, we see you on phase 1.
Fun. Thank you. NTA.
Copy. Sophie is passing the NTA.
Okay, we copy. Anil, we will get you set up for the ESP3 JoeCast.
Mill's ready. And you have my go when you're ready.
Okay, Anil, this motion will bring you a body in, left, and down. And we're starting motion in 3, 2, 1.
See motion, good motion. Copy.
I guess we're analyst.
Seems like it.
We hear the IV crew.
What's that?
We have good come with the IV crew.
Yes,
We
sir.
loud and clear, and we have good green status for comm with the ground.
You think it's related to the KU takeout?
Nope, I got you guys loud and clear, and we can still see you too.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Yep, and we see you at your Green Hook location.
Let's see Weta. Passing Weta, crew lock bags tucked.
Stepping out or no?
Ready?
And Sophie, once you have the Green Hook on 3217, you'll be taking that same path that you did before down to the FSE.
Copy. Good tether checked, and TCV 4.5.
Copy TCV 4.5 for EV2.
You know, we're going to get set up for that single joint maneuver for the ESP3 bolt access.
One copy.
Human translation.
Copy, and we see you. And we are now one command away from losing the KU video. So we'll take a little bit more prescriptive updates on where you guys are. Sophie, as you get down to ESP3, reminder to avoid contact with the grapple fixture target pin shaft to target. You know exactly where that is. And that as we do the robo to maintain clearances to the Weta antenna and the trunnion pin.
Copy.
And Sophie will also add the grapple fixture by an alta and then the one off to his left like you were monitoring last time.
Okay.
And Sophie, you can just tell me, stay where you are, more forward.
Copy.
That seemed to work.
My fair lead on 30, so it's going to be better for me.
We copy, Sophie. And as Sophie gets down there to ESP3, you guys can work together to get her in a position to monitor the clearances and then work together for timing. When you're ready, then Neil, you can give the go to GCA to the published bolt access position.
Copy. So you tell me when you're in a good spot.
Work.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are currently about 5 hours and 10 minutes into today's spacewalk. That spacewalk officially beginning at 7:27 a.m. Central.
Let me start my calls and everything, and I'll be with you in momentarily.
Copies.
Ground copies. And you guys are just a couple minutes from sunrise.
Again, that spacewalk officially beginning at 7:27 a.m. Central, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time.
Say that, so Flight 1 hadn't arranged for it.
The crew recently made their way back over to the ESP3, or External Stowage Platform 3.
And I'm ready for giving the clearances.
All right. Jessica, you ready?
Okay, we are ready. Anil, this is the one that's going to bring you mostly left and a little bit down as well. We're starting motion in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I see motion. It's good motion. I like your speed.
The first movement I'm going to ask you is lean forward.
Lean forward.
Yes.
How's that?
That's looking great.
And Anil and Sophie, you have eyes on the crew lock bag as well?
I've got eyes on the crew lock bag.
I've got it. Continue leaning forward, that's good. I do have eyes on the dish, right?
The dish, yes.
Okay, so you might need to move the dish.
We've got a good meter on this side.
And this is Mission Control Houston. You're continuing to hear some communication there between NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot. Anil serving as EV1 today and Adenot serving as EV2. They recently made their way back over to ESP3, or External Stowage Platform 3, to complete the installation of the failed S-Scant, or space-to-ground antenna, which had been previously temp stowed over on the Z1 truss following its uninstallation last week on August 18th. Earlier in the EVA, or spacewalk today, they did complete the installation of the spare S-Scant on the Z1 truss. The reason we are hearing the crew but not seeing them is because there is an intentional KU outage while they complete some initial checkouts of that new or spare escant that has now been installed over on the Z1 truss. It's expected to last about 30 minutes and has been underway for about 10 minutes or so, but we do expect to get views back once some of those checkouts are complete. There on your screen, you're seeing a live look inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room here in Houston, Texas. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers continues to be on console. They are the execute team for today's spacewalk and are being led by Flight Director Chris Dobbins.
Put on brakes, please. Stop GCA here.
Sound?
Okay.
Okay. And you're in a good spot. I'm coming around to help you on the other side.
Okay.
Yep, and here Neil and Sophie will just work together to install the escant into the passive pins into the FSC receptacles.
Copy. Passive pin. I think I've got him in the passive pins, Sophie, when you get there.
Stand by.
Yeah, I've got him in the passive pins.
Copy.
I'm good. If I'm going to do the bolts next,
I'm going to get in position so that I can hold it.
Yeah, and just a reminder, it's going to be a slight pull towards you.
Okay.
Keep them in the pins.
Oh, stand by one. Can you hold it? I'm just going to put my visor.
You've got plenty of time.
Okay, visor down, and I have good control of the antenna.
Okay, can you just hold it? I'll put my visor down.
Yes, I'm holding it.
Okay, I've got my visor down. We are now in the passive pins.
All right, nice.
You notice that jiggle there? If you can keep it down like that, do you think you can do that? It'll stay in the pins, but it doesn't take much to get out of them, I think.
What do you mean? Do you want me to just hold this position?
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, I'm holding.
Okay, great. I think we're in a good spot, Ann.
All right, I like it. Nice work, and I bet you're glad to let go of that thing. So at this point, you can retrieve your PGT. We're going to use a 6-inch wobble socket and set Bravo 7 clockwise 2. Bravo 7 clockwise 2.
Bravo 7 clockwise 2. Bravo 7 clockwise 2 is set on the PGT.
Copy. You are go to drive FSC bolt number 1, which is port. It's away from the pallet. You're going to expect 28 to 35 turns to engage.
To 35. And Dad, I'm going to cal it. I'll be back with you in a second.
Copy. As you guys are working that, great news from Earth is that we have good power and data to the recently installed escant antenna. You guys will always have some ownership over that. Nice job.
Wow, makes us happy. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, that is great news. Okay. I'm ready to drive that bolt.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're now 5 hours and 18 minutes into today's spacewalk, and you're currently seeing a live view inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room here in Houston, Texas, where the Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is currently on console, being led by Flight Director Chris Dobbins. We did hear confirmation that the newly installed spared S-Scant, or space-to-ground antenna on the Z1 truss, does have good power and data being received.
Copy, still counting.
The spacewalkers for today, following that installation of the spare S-Scan on the Z1 truss, went ahead and maneuvered and translated over to
25.3 green light.
Green light, 25.3 torque, 36 turns on FSE bolt 1. You're going to drive FSE bolt number 2, starboard bolt toward the pallet.
Towards the pallet, inward.
Copy.
Again, they went ahead and maneuvered over to external stowage platform number 3 to where they're now installing the failed S-Scant or space-to-ground antenna, which had been previously removed from the Z1 truss last week during an EVA on August 18th. They are currently working to drive 2 FSE or flight support equipment bolts to firmly install that failed S-Scan over there on the external stowage platform number 3. They have completed one of those bolt installations and are working on the second one using the PGT or pistol grip tool.
$15. 20. 30, 25, sorry.
Copy.
30. 36 turns, 25.3 torque, green light.
Copy, nicely done. We got 36 turns, 25.3 torque, green light. You can now stow your PGT, and you'll install the MLI booties on the FSE bolts. And Sophie, you can get back in position for arm clearances.
In March.
And this is Mission Control Houston. Those 2 FSE or flight support equipment bolts have been installed on the failed S-Scant or space-to-ground antenna on the external stowage platform number 3. They are now putting away the PGT or pistol grip tool and installing some MLI booties. MLI is multi-layer insulation on top of those bolts to complete that installation.
MLI booties velcroed on.
Copy, very nicely done. Good work there. At this time, we are going to go clean up the arm. So once Sophie's in a good position, actually we'll get a glove and a hap check from both of you before starting.
It's checking.
North.
All right, try out nominal gloves for EV1.
Nominal gloves for EV.
Copy, glove and hap check for both EV1 and 2, thank you. Once you're in position, Sophie, then Anil, you can give M1 go to GCA to the published ESP3 back-off position.
I'm in good position.
Sophie, any advice here? Or just
Stay lean forward.
you lean forward? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. watch this. I'm going to watch this, but
Yes.
I do have a close passage here. But I got eyes on that. You just watch my head, okay?
I do.
Okay, Jessica, how copy?
We've got you loud and clear. We're ready to take you to the ESP-33 backoff if you're ready.
I'm ready. You have my go.
You're going to be moving body right back where you were, starting motion. And no, we're starting motion in 3, 2, 1.
See motion, good motion. Clearances are getting better.
Continuing.
This is Mission Control Houston. NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot have successfully completed the installation of the spare S-Scant, or space-to-ground antenna, on the Z1 truss of the International Space Station. They were also able to go ahead and retrieve the failed S-Scant from its temporary stowage location and install it on the
Sophie, do you have good clearance from his crew
install it
outside
on the
the weather?
ESP, or external stowage platform number 3. Now that those tasks are complete, they are being maneuvered back over near the airlock, and the final cleanup steps for the SSRMS will take place, and that is the Space Station Robotic Manipulator System, also known as the Canadarm2 robotic arm. Throughout today's spacewalk, NASA astronaut Anil Menon, serving as EV1, has been positioned on the end of that robotic arm using the articulatory portable foot restraint.
Ramping out, and we'll get set up for the intermediate position JOCAS.
Who copies?
Once the robotic arm is maneuvered into its proper egress position, NASA astronaut Anil Menon will go ahead and exit that articulating portable foot restraint.
Sophie, you're going to be translating back up to face 1, staying outboard of the arm position where you were before. We're going to have you do that same APFR pickup and putting it back on the Cedar cart. And Anil, you'll be working the tether swap. Just for your guys' awareness, we're at about 5:25 total EVA time so far.
Copy.
One copy.
And now we're starting motion back up to the intermediate position in 3, 2, 1.
And Sophie, you're going to translate to your green hook.
And what?
We have you both back on video.
How'd the checkout? Oh, the checkout went well, you said, right?
Yeah, we have power and data. We haven't checked the waveguide signal yet.
I'm on the starboard cedar card. Do you want me to tap twice?
And for big picture for you guys, we are at 5.5 hours, and our plan is to clean up the arm and do a nominal ingress.
Sounds good.
Copy. Starboard cedar card. Do you want me to tap twice?
Yes, Sophie, we're going to need the 2-brake tap on both the starboard and port cedar carts as you go by.
Copy. Part is done.
And we copied the 2 taps on the port cedar cart.
That's the starboard one. I'm arriving at my green hook location.
Copy, yes, starboard one.
I don't know, we're ramping out.
One copy.
No, we're getting set up for the JOCAS to the APFR back off position.
One copy.
No, we're starting motion in 3, 2, 1.
Sophie, can you pause there real quick? And we're going to need you to just U-turn to the left and hit those brake pedals right there by your left hand that are on the inboard side.
Copy. Work.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Sophie.
You're welcome. on the starboard side of the port seeker.
Copy, and we're going to need those on the inboard side as you translate off the other side, and you can find a good position where you can watch your crewmate come into phase one.
Okay.
Sophie, if you got the bandwidth, wave to the camera.
You're behind.
And we saw your two taps on the port seat occur, and we'll want to hold you there, Sophie. I don't want to move too much farther inboard because Neil's going to be coming right over your right shoulder.
Okay, so I'm going to go 1 mile marker outboard.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that'll be clear.
Okay, Neil, we are at the back off position.
Be back off. Let Sophie get situated for 1 second.
Give me a sec.
Yep, and once you guys are ready, and you'll be given the
we're
go.
getting set up for the next maneuver.
Yep, Yep, and I think you already know your next step is to give a go to the published APFR egress position whenever you're ready, and Sophie's set up.
For that, TCV set to 5.
Copy, EV1 TCV 5.
We are in no rush here, so take your time.
All right. I'm in good position.
Okay. You can get eyes on me?
I can get eyes on you.
Okay. All right, Jessica. I'm ready for the APFR published. Go for TA to publish APFR egress position.
You know, we're still getting set up. We'll let you know when we're starting motion.
Sounds good.
Okay, now we're ready to bring you station aft, starting motion in 3, 2, 1.
See motion, good motion. We got great clearances. I'm going to lean back a little. Off your right shoulder, Sophie, but I've got clearances from you.
Yep.
See a meter to trust, and I've got good clearances leaning back.
Clearances confirmed.
50 centimeters remaining.
Yeah.
15 centimeters remaining.
Plenty of room.
All right, there's your published position.
GCA complete. Good job.
Copy GCA complete. Brakes are coming on.
E-brake.
Nil.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are currently in a brief but expected handover between the tracking and data relay satellite systems. We are about 5 hours and 39 minutes into today's spacewalk. Today is U.S. Spacewalk 98. NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot are currently completing.
Okay, we're back with you after handover. So, Anil, you are go to egress the APFR. Sophie, your next step is going. Yep, and Sophie, you'll get in a position to retrieve that APFR.
In work.
The crew is currently completing some final steps related to the SSRMS cleanup, and that stands for the Space Station Robotic Manipulator System, which is also known as the Canadarm2 robotic arm. Throughout today's spacewalk, NASA astronaut Anil Menon has been strapped into the Articulating Portable Foot Restraint, or APFR, at the end of that robotic arm to complete the various tasks of installing the spare SGANT, or space-to-ground antenna, on the Z1 truss. Now that those tasks are complete, he will go ahead and egress or exit that Articulating Portable Foot Restraint, and then ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot will go ahead and retrieve that foot restraint and put it back in its stowage position.
What's your RIT? What? I'll give you a RIT.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you could just put it on that if you want. Probably easy to put it right here. I put it in last time? Yeah, perfect. All right, we got a RET for the APFR. Let me just do a couple things here, Sophie.
Yep, take your time.
Currently on your screen, you're seeing a view from the helmet camera, or the HECA, which stands for HDEMU camera assembly, which is attached to the spacesuit of NASA astronaut Anil Menon. You can see him looking on at ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot. The space station is currently in a daytime pass as it flies about 260 statute miles over the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so you've got a RET to it. I'm going to remove it, okay?
I'm ready for that.
APFR is off. It is in your hands. You have control.
I have control.
Okay, and the APFR is handed off.
Copy, yeah, if you can just move your HECA so we can look at that APFR position on your left cuff checklist.
Who are you talking to?
All right, and Sophie, we'll have you take the APFR over to the port CETA cart with number 3. And Anil, you'll get in position for the tether swap.
Okay, I'm in position for at least taking off the yellow hook when it's time. Or sorry, that is not correct.
Okay, yes. Let's wait for a sec there. So we'll get your waist tether down. And the first thing we're to do is to retrieve your green hook from the NTA vertical handrail.
Tether is down, and I'm going for that green hook.
Copy. And if you want to lock your green rail beforehand, you can. You can retrieve the green hook and put it on your red reel.
I'm going to lock the green reel.
Okay, so from Sophie, I'll let you finish your steps, but I have something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm almost there. Okay, green hook on red reel, locked, black on black, closed.
Copy, you can unlock that reel.
Green reel is unlocked.
And you'll release your yellow hook from the SSRMS Lee and attach it to your green tether reel with a gate closed, hook locked.
Okay, I'm going for that. Sophie, you can use the comm if you'd like to talk to him.
Okay. So I'm having more and more difficulty to move my left shoulder. The joint, the left joint of the EMU is becoming really stiff. And I tried the chicken wings and the usual thing that I do that works usually. It's not a problem of me being sorry, I'm fine. It's just the joint is really, really stiff.
Okay, we copy, and once Anil's done with his tether swap, we can have him come give you a hand with it if you want to hold there for a sec.
Yeah,
And by we're almost there.
Nice heck of you.
All right, yellow hook is now on the green reel, closed, locked, black on black. I'm in a good config. I can target over here.
All right, we concur. So we got your yellow hook on the green tether reel. So at this time, if you want to assist Sophie, we just need to get the APFR back onto the port CETA cart.
yeah.
There's two things we can. I can pick it up from you, Sophie. Or.
Yeah, because I have really reduced mobility on my left shoulder right now.
Why don't I get the APFR? But let's take a second to figure out how I cross and get it from you.
Yeah.
And we can move the arm out of your way as well.
Okay.
Absolutely. Let's get that arm moving. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay, if everything is clear of the arm, we are ready for that last maneuver to the back-off position.
That might go.
Okay, what I suggest is I go back to the port CETA cart. This I can do.
Okay.
And then there we'll be able to do something.
I agree. I can go high over the CETA cart, put myself in the middle, and then take the APFR from you.
Neil and Soph, we're going to move the arm station forward starting in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And Sophie, you seem to be translating now. Did the arm work itself out?
No. I have limited motion on my left arm.
He's gonna stop.
But I'm gonna pause here, and like Anil is gonna climb to the width APFR, the width number 3, and I'm pausing here.
Okay, yeah, we like that plan, and if that arm joint got a little bit twisted on the suit, then Anil may be able to help kind of move it back if the normal swimming motion didn't work.
Yeah, I did a ton of the swinging motion, the usual one, and it does not work.
Copy, we're tracking.
Yeah.
Let me get waist tether down.
Take your time. I'm in good position right now.
Okay, I'm in a great position. I need to ret to it first.
Or we leave it on my rep. I think it's long enough.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah.
Okay, let me release. So I'm releasing the jaws. Do you have good control?
I have good control.
Okay, releasing the jaws now. I'm leaving my reps.
Okay. I've got it.
Copy, I see it.
And confirm APFR settings for stowage.
APFR will go into WIF 3, and it's going to be 6 Papa Papa Fox 6. That's 6 Papa Papa Fox 6.
Okay, we are set there, which is great.
That's great. Yeah, I see it.
Have it soft docked. I'm almost there. Okay, good pull twist test. Locking collar, black on black. Knob is depressible. I'm just going to get your ret off, okay?
Yeah, I am ready.
Copy, and I would just need to make sure the ingress aid is low profile as well. We think it was, but just to verify.
Low profile. Confirmed. Okay, I got your ret free, Sophie.
I am ready to receive it, yeah.
You ready? Here it comes.
Got it.
Got it.
Nice
Right,
teamwork, you guys.
Job. A lot of that today, everybody.
It's the name of the game.
Hey, Sophie, I'm going to hold here. I think you should go back first.
Yeah, I'll start translating, and if I need your help for the shoulder joint, then I'll pause.
Yeah, that way I'll be on your shoulder side.
Yeah, the one thing...
Yeah, and actually, real quick, if you want to hold there, guys, we just want to talk about it real quick. If you don't mind just holding there for a minute and enjoying the view.
I'll hold, keep thinking, Sophie. We'll give them some space, and I'm watching my tethers.
Okay, holding.
And Sophie, the question here is if we did a nominal translation, just kind of a nice slow translation, we got plenty of time, get back to the airlock, how much is that arm joint bothering you right now?
Nice and slow, I think I can do it. Yeah, it's basically slower than usual.
Okay, so we can have you guys go ahead and translate back together. Sophie did lead out. If you guys are comfortable that your tethers will stay straight, then you can have Sophie lead back, or we can go in the order that we came out, and Anil would go first. Reminder that we'll run into a big medium ORU bag when we get to the airlock, or to the airlock toolboxes, rather.
I'd rather go first, Anil, if it's okay for you, so that you're on my left shoulder, and if you need to help, then you'll be positioned.
And I think that'll create perhaps a little just other crops, but I think it'll resolve back at the airlock. So I feel good about it. Just just be aware as you go down the feeder spur.
Yeah, I'm checking your tether, and I'm checking as well.
I'm going to wait until you get to the feeder spur.
Copy.
Man, I am going to hit the brakes again.
Copy. Good plan.
Only once.
Anil, you can go.
Okay, I'm translating.
And we see you continuing down, Sophie, as you come down the cedar rail. Reminder that the bags will be down there at the toolboxes. We'll have Anil pick those up. What we'll have you do is pause just outside of the airlock, and we'd like a good assessment on the flexibility and mobility of the EMU arm, in particular for movements that you will be doing when you get into the airlock, like grabbing your SCU. What we don't want you doing is trying to move against the force of the suit.
Copy.
Is there any assessments, photos, HECA that I can provide?
We are thinking about it.
I'm at the feeder spur, Sophie.
Copy.
And Anil, we appreciate the offer. We don't think that there will be anything that you'll be able to grab from there, so we'll just continue the ingress.
One copy.
Copy.
I'm going to pause here, Sophie.
Copy. thermal cover is open, and I'm going to put my waste tether directly on the airlock waste tether.
Okay, copy. And any words on the mobility of that suit, in particular when you think about moving through the motions like SCUs and airlock egress?
Airlock ingress will be definitely okay. SCU, I think so as well. It might take a longer time. EA to press might be the tricky one. The O2 actuator to press is going to be the tricky one, just because I cannot my arm closer to my body. Yeah, I think I'll make it work.
Okay, copy. Those are good words. And just don't put excessive force against the suit. If you feel like you're going to need to do that, just let us know what's going on, and we always have a plan B.
Okay. All right, so load path to station, check. I have the waste tether, the airlock waste tether, all hook, gate closed, lock, black on black.
Copy, airlock.
Hook, gate closed, black on black, and my waste tether on gate closed, lock, black on black, with a large hook and small hook, gate closed, lock, black on black. So I have a good load path to station.
Copy, and we agree. You can turn off your HECA and ingress the airlock.
Okay. Do you want to pass me the bags, Anil?
Yeah, I can do. One option is you get in the airlock, and I can pass it to you in the airlock.
Okay, let's do that.
And would that be okay?
That works for us.
All right, I'm just getting a hold of it. I got a red on it.
Okay. And just so that you're not surprised, there were 80 keys.
Yeah, I see them. Thanks for the heads up.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are now 6 hours and 2 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began at 7:27 a.m. Central, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time. The crew is wrapping up their final cleanup activities, and they are reporting their tether configurations. And soon they will be ingressing back into the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock to round out today's spacewalk.
All right, I've got the MOU bag. I'm kind of heading your way.
Yep. All right, I'm in, and I am ready to receive the bags.
All right, I'm at the toolboxes, and I'm going to be going Mater right now. That's a circular handrail, and I'm just going to put a buckle down, and then I'll get you the bag next.
Copy.
For the bag, I've got a ret on the handrail.
Copy. I'm ready to receive with a ret, and as soon as I'll get it, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So careful, calm. Got it.
All right, we see the ORU bag in the airlock. Sophie confirmed that she had her waist tether to the airlock D-ring extender waist tether.
I do confirm my waist tether is, let me just double check as well as I do that. My waste tether is on the airlock, on the waste tether of the airlock, and all 4 sliders are locked. And I just released your red.
It's on my MWF already.
Okay, great. And I'm ready. So give me a sec before giving me your bag.
Yep, and when you're ready, Sophie will be giving Anil the go to retrieve your anchor hook from the aft D-ring.
And I was thinking maybe I just pass through my crew lock bag and then do that. Is that okay?
That'll work.
If the BRT jaws are down, but you can get both of those, I think.
And work. Yep, it's BRT jaws are released. Let me give you your red.
Okay. Can you read at the bag?
I did read the bag.
Great.
It's actually even 80 on that.
Okay. And I'm just going to clean up my MWF and I'll be with you.
Copy, that sounds good.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're currently seeing a live view of the outside of the International Space Station. There in the center of your screen, you can see the outer thermal hatch for the Quest airlock, and you can see NASA astronaut Anil Menon, who has served as EV1 for the duration of today's spacewalk.
Okay, so when you're ready, you can retrieve EV2 anchor hook from the aft airlock external D-ring and attach it to your waist tether.
One for EV2 anchor hook, attaching it to my waist tether.
Or to your red reel.
I'm going to put it on my red reel if that's okay with you, Alan.
We are also happy with that.
Again, you're currently seeing a live view outside the International Space Station there with NASA astronaut Anil Menon toward the center of your screen. He is close to that thermal cover of the Quest airlock. ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot, who has served as EV2 for the duration of today's spacewalk, has already ingressed or gone back inside the crew lock portion of that Quest airlock. Now NASA astronaut Anil Menon is completing some final tether configurations, and then he will shortly thereafter join Sophie Adenot inside the crew lock, after which they will close that thermal cover and the hatch, and then that repressurization process will begin. Once the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock does begin repressurizing, that will mark the official end of today's spacewalk. Right now we are at about 6 hours and 8 minutes of spacewalking time. Again, the spacewalk began earlier today at 7:27 a.m. Central Time, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time.
Is the EV1 red reel? Is the EV2 anchor hook on it?
Copy, EV2 anchor hook on your... Copy, anchor hook is on your red reel and it is locked. So you can stow your EV1 anchor hook on your workstation and turn off your HECA.
All right, I'm doing both of those things right now. before I turn off my HECA, and I have this question for EVA console.
She is very enthusiastic for your question. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I don't know if you can see through my HECA, left side of this cuff checklist page. I think we should add it as a permanent addition. It's a picture of Sandy, and it says, "Don't worry, Sandy has thought of it." And I think that's emblematic for this series of EVAs.
Well, I think you just gave her best birthday present. We are lucky to have her on the team, and we appreciate your words, Anil.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Sandy. Going in now.
We copy.
Hey, Sophie, I need to grab that thermal cover. I'm going to turn.
Copy, yeah, I'm clearing the bag as you enter, and I'm ready to grab your sheet as soon as it's the right time.
And we see your HECA off, so you can continue the ingress and close the airlock thermal cover.
I got the thermal cover. Got to get my feet back.
Copy. You'll be attaching that integral strap to the magnetic plate D-ring, cinching until snug, and report Sharpie lines.
Two copies in work.
This is Mission Control Houston. We just surpassed 6 hours and 14 minutes for today's spacewalk. That spacewalk officially beginning at 7:27 a.m. Central Time, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, 6 Sharpie lines.
Copy. 6 Sharpie lines. You can both remove the SCU from your stowage pouch, remove your DCM cover, and connect the SCU to the DCM and verify locked.
One in work.
Both crew members, NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot, have now ingressed.
Station water is warmer than your plus water, so if you want to turn down your cooling to a higher number, you may.
One copy.
They have now ingressed the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock, and the thermal cover has been
And I
closed.
know you've got a handful of SCU, but when you're done, if we can just verify that the magnetic plate is engaged on the thermal cover.
I can verify that now. It is engaged.
Good work, thanks.
The crew is now walking through some final steps, and then they will complete the closure of the airlock hatch. Once that airlock hatch is closed, they will begin the repressurization process, which will officially mark the end of the spacewalk.
Okay, once the SCU is on, and locked.
Copy EV1 SCU on and locked.
And while Sophie's working on it, I'm just clearing the hatch area and taking a look at the hatch seal.
Copy, thank you.
SCU on and locked.
Good word, Sophie. We like that. So at this time, you both can switch your water off.
Okay.
You can both switch your water off, OFF, and expect water is off message.
Active alert tone. One's off.
Off.
Copy for water EV1 and 2 is off, OFF. So while we have a couple of minutes, a promise made is worth keeping. So at this time, on behalf of Capcom and I, we're going to count down like a bolt. 3, 2, 1. You just saved the video dish. You just saved the video dish.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's hard to top that, but if we had a moment, we wanted to say a few things as well. Is that okay, Ann?
Yes, the floor is yours.
All right. I just wanted to congratulate the entire team on executing this complex, time-critical operation successfully. We just, with more checkouts, established communication redundancy for station. In today's expanding space economy, communications is a cornerstone of growth, and NASA has always been a pioneer and has a lot to be proud of. Personally, I'm proud. We continue to accomplish challenges like today's EVA and demonstrate NASA's deep capability to work in the harshest of environments. Our success are a result of you, the people at NASA, people in the room in MCC right now, and most importantly, I think today proves that it's the resiliency that we have to not give up and make this a success. For me, personally, it'll be a lifetime memory to work with you all today. I'll never forget it. And to see Sophie mirror that preparation and switch into full beast mode for 2 EVAs in 2 weeks. Congrats, Sophie. You crushed it. A special thanks to Jess, who's really been a mentor up here with her 6 EVAs and soon to be 7, hopefully. And Jack, whose professionalism makes everything run smoothly and gives us great feedback, and we learn so much from him. And over to you, Sophie.
Thanks, Daniel, for the great words. I can only concur for the team and the praise for the teams, everyone up in Houston and also in here on the ISS. I would add that it's a small toothbrush for an antenna and a giant leap for communication redundancy. But jokes aside, well done teams for the successful EVA. Together we overcame the challenges. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. It's amazing what we can achieve when we are all working together. In fact, you're a master for flying the arm, and we've learned a lot from your professionalism. Tika, you're the best mentor I would ever remember. Now, just wanted to say a quick word for the younger generation about working together. Never underestimate what humanity can achieve when we work together. There's still so much to explore and even more to create. So keep dreaming, building bridges, and we do believe that you'll have a bright future.
Thanks, Sophie.
Those are great words. Thank you both. Lots of smiles around the team. That was really meant a lot to everybody down here. Thank you. For Anil, you can verify the outer hatch clear as hardware. The handle position is per the decal. And then you are going to close and lock the hatch.
Okay, in work, and it is clear. I'm just going to verify it through the decal and then
Ten seconds to a handover.
all right, I'll keep working on it.
This is Mission Control Houston. We are currently 6 hours and 22 minutes into today's spacewalk, but it is coming to a close here shortly, following an exchange of words between the flight control team here on the ground in Houston, as well as NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot, who are currently in the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock. They are now completing the final steps to close and lock the airlock hatch, and once that is confirmed to be complete, they will begin the repressurization process. And that will officially mark the end of today's spacewalk clock. Again, that spacewalk time started when the crew switched their suits to battery power, taking place at 7:27 a.m. Central Time, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time.
Back with you after handover.
Awesome, we're almost there. Off the hatch, keep come down. Okay, this is down. I'm just checking it's in the proper position, and it was clear, and I'm going to go to latch.
Copy.
Freeze. Where's FCU, Sophie?
Say again? Anything I can do to help?
Nope, we are. Hatch is closed, latched, and locked right now. And the MPEV is closed.
Okay, we copy. The EV hatch is closed and locked. With that, I'll hand you back over to your crew mates, Jack and Jessica. Nicely done, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Ann.
All right, welcome back inside the hole, Nell and Soph. I'm on step 4 of the crew lock repress cue card. Soph, on the UIA, check the oxygen, EMU 1 and 2 valves. There's 2 of them. They're both open.
Oxygen EMU 1 and 2 valves are open.
All right, switch the EV 1 and 2 power to on, OS.
Hey, Mark. EV1 power on. EV2 power on.
Right, check the power for EMU 1 and 2 LEDs are illuminated. There should be 2 of them.
2 LEDs illuminated.
Check the power, EV1 and 2 volts are reading between 18 and 19.
18.8 and 18.6, check.
Right, sounds good, and we'll do this sequentially. So EV1 and EV1 only, take your power switch on your DCM to SCU. Expect a warning tone.
Power to SCU.
All right, copy with that good switch throw. EV2, you can take your power switch on your DCM to SCU. Expect a warning tone.
Power to SCU.
I think I heard you, so good switch throw, is that right?
Good power SCU.
Okay, we are not on SOP purging, and so we're going to leave our O2 actuator, disregard. I'm just looking through the warning here. I think we're good to press. So on your DCMs for EV1 and 2, you can take your O2 actuator to press.
Copy.
O2 press, EV1.
And just verify you see on your DCM, O2 pause is press.
O2 pause press on DCM.
For EV1.
O2 press, EV2.
Great work, Sophie. Just verify for me that on your DCM it does say O2 pause to press.
O2 pause press.
Awesome. EV1, can you check the EV hatch MPEV is closed?
Closed. EV hatch MPEV is closed.
All right, our next step is to open up the IV hatch equalization valve and start to repress. You guys feeling good? You want us to go to a nominal rate or start slow?
Try nominal.
Nominal.
All right, we're going to position. All right, you guys might get an alert tone as we start this repress.
This is Mission Control Houston. Now that the crew lock repressurization process has begun, the clock for today's spacewalk has officially stopped, that taking place at 1:57 p.m. Central Time, 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time. Today's spacewalk officially began at 7:27 a.m. Central Time, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time. So the duration of today's spacewalk was exactly 6.5 hours. Currently on your screen, you're seeing a live view inside the International Space Station. That view coming from the equipment lock portion of the Quest airlock. You can see NASA astronauts Jessica Meir and Jack Hathaway, who are currently inside that equipment lock portion as they continue to work through that repressurization process of the crew lock portion. Again, that repressurization process began about 2 minutes ago at 1:57 p.m. Central Time, 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time to officially mark the end of today's spacewalk. The crew lock will continue to be repressurized until it reaches the pressure to match the rest of the station, which is about 14.7 psi or pounds per square inch. It had been previously depressurized down to vacuum ahead of today's spacewalk, and right now it is at about 1.5 psi. During today's 6.5 hour spacewalk, the crew successfully retrieved and installed the spare S-Gant or space to ground antenna, which had been located on external stowage platform number 3, and they installed it on the Z1 truss. Initial data and power connections were confirmed, and additional connections and tests will be performed overnight on that spare space to ground antenna following its installation today. The crew was also able to retrieve the failed S-Gant that had been temporarily stowed on the Z1 truss following its disconnection during last week's EVA, and they were able to move that over to external stowage platform number 3.
We're increasing through 3.5 psi. At 4 psi, you might get an alert from.
1.
This is Mission Control Houston, live from the International Space Station Flight Control Room as the repressurization process of the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock continues following today's EVA. Today's spacewalk lasted for 6 hours and 30 minutes, concluding at 1:57 p.m. Central Time, 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time. It was the 283rd spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. It was also the 6th spacewalk out of the International Space Station this year and the 3rd for Expedition 75. Today's spacewalk was the 3rd spacewalk completed by NASA astronaut Anil Menon. He now has a total of 19 hours and 20 minutes of spacewalking time, and it was the 2nd spacewalk for ESA, or European Space Agency astronaut Sophie Adenot, who now has 12 hours and 53 minutes of total spacewalking time. Across the 283 spacewalks that have been conducted in support of the space station, they now total 74 days, 17 hours, and 14 minutes of spacewalking time outside of the space station. Again, that repressurization process is continuing. The crew lock is now at about 4.8 pounds per square inch, or PSI. At about 5 PSI, they will conduct some leak checks to ensure that everything is looking good, and they will hold briefly at that point. And then they will continue the repressurization process back up to about 14.7 PSI, or pounds per square inch, to match that of the rest of the space station.
Welcome to 5 PSI. We got 2 minutes for the crew lock pressure to stabilize and then a 1-minute leak check.
2 copies.
1 copy.
2 minutes. Crew lock pressure stable, and we're 1 minute for the leak check. That's a minute. Pressure stable. It's a good leak check. If you wanted to check the switch for your glove heaters, it's in the off OFF position.
One is off OFF.
Two OFF.
Copy OFF for both EV1 and EV2. Any contamination on your gloves you guys want to report?
One negative, no contamination.
Two negative, no contamination.
No contamination. Any cough symptoms you guys want to talk about before we move on?
One negative.
Two negative.
All right, for both EV1 and EV2, we're in step 10 now. Take your O2 actuator to IV.
Work. One is IV.
Three is IV.
Copy, nice work, guys. EV1 and EV2 are IV. I'm going to restart the repress. And you'll get an alert tone as we go.
One.
This is Mission Control Houston. Again, you're seeing a live view inside the Quest airlock, specifically the equipment lock portion of that Quest airlock. You can see NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway as he continues to monitor the repressurization process of the crew lock portion, which is just beyond that hatch that you can see there in the center of your screen. Inside that crew lock portion are NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot. They recently paused the repressurization at about 5 psi or pounds per square inch to complete some final leak checks, and that pause has since been completed and the repressurization has resumed. Now the crew lock is at about 6 psi or pounds per square inch and continuing to rise. Again, that repressurization will now continue all the way up until it reaches about 14.7 psi to match the pressure of the rest of the space station. Once that repressurization is complete, then that hatch between the crew lock and the equipment lock will be opened, and the crew will then be moved into the equipment lock portion of the Quest airlock, and NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway as well as NASA astronaut Jessica Meir will be assisting NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot back into the equipment lock portion, where they will then begin to remove their extravehicular mobility units, or those white spacesuits that they have been wearing for the duration of today's spacewalk.
Under 10 PSI, about 5 minutes to go.
This is Mission Control Houston. Again, you're seeing a live look inside the International Space Station Flight Control Room here in Houston, Texas. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers remains on console, and they have been the team responsible for executing today's spacewalk, being led by Flight Director Chris Dobbins. Again, that repressurization process of the crew lock portion of the International Space Station's Quest airlock is continuing, and right now they are just over 10 PSI, or pounds per square inch. And you did hear that call down from NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway, who you can see there on your screen again. He is in the equipment lock portion of the airlock, awaiting for that pressure to equalize at about 14.7 PSI to match the rest of space station before that hatchway between the crew and equipment locks can be opened and NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot can be brought back into the equipment lock, at which point they will begin the process of removing their spacesuits or the extravehicular mobility units that they've been wearing for the duration of today's spacewalk. Today's spacewalk officially began at 7:27 a.m. Central Time, 8:27 a.m. Eastern Time, when their spacesuits were switched to battery power, and it officially concluded at 1:57 p.m. Central Time, 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time, for a total duration of 6.5 hours. During the spacewalk, the crew was able to successfully retrieve and install the spare space-to-ground antenna on the International Space Station's Z1 truss. This work initially began on August 18th, just last week, when NASA astronaut Anil Menon and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot conducted an initial 6-hour and 23-minute spacewalk to remove the failed antenna and secure it on the station's truss structure. During today's spacewalk, in addition to installing the spare space-to-ground antenna, they also relocated that failed antenna back over to external stowage platform number 3, where it will be permanently located.
Airlock Houston on 1.
Airlock.
Jack, we're working on some questions. If Sophie is comfortable staying in the suit for a few minutes while it's pressurized, we have a few questions we were putting together for. If that's not the case, it's no issue. We'll move on without. But the best pause point will be after step 18 in the post-EVA procedure to do that.
We copy at 18, and we'll let you know if that'll be feasible or not.
Copy, thanks.
All right, just about equalization, getting ready for the Ivy hatch.
This is Mission Control Houston, and you can now see NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway there on your screen, being joined by NASA astronaut Jessica Meir, and that hatch between the crew lock and equipment lock portions of the Quest airlock is now being opened. The pressurization of the crew lock has been equalized to match that of station, approximately 14.7 psi or pounds per square inch.
Houston airlock, we've got steps 2 and 3 done. You guys are go for 4.
Copy, we'll put it in work.
This is Mission Control Houston. There on your screen, you can see that the hatch between the crew lock and the equipment lock portions of the Quest airlock has been opened, and ESA astronaut Sophie Adenot has been moved back into the equipment lock portion, and now NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway and Jessica Meir are working to move NASA astronaut Anil Menon back into that equipment lock portion. This is Mission Control Houston. There on your screen, you could see NASA astronaut Jessica Meir removing the SAFER, or the Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue, from NASA astronaut Anil Menon's spacesuit, or extravehicular mobility unit. Those SAFERs were attached prior to the crew moving into the crew lock ahead of today's spacewalk, and they are sort of like a jetpack system that the crew can use should they become untethered from the space station.
Houston airlock in step 18.
All right, we're with you. First, to confirm, it is Sophie's left shoulder joint in the EMU that's having the issue. Is that correct?
Correct, the left shoulder.
Okay, have just a few steps here. Should only take us 5 minutes or less to walk through a couple troubleshooting steps. That'll give us some info. We'd like you to unvelcro and unzip the upper arm TMG, and then we'll check on the orientation of the upper arm axial restraint, and we want you to report that orientation to us.
Mark. We're going to reorient the airlock camera and make sure. Give us a couple more words on the axial ring and what we should be looking for.
And Jack, what we're looking for is on the restraints, if they are angled, horizontal, or vertical, and opening up the right shoulder TMG and doing a comparison will probably help. Airlock Houston on 1. From our initial take, it looks like the power harness may have been wrapped around the restraint. With that now loose, we'd like to see if full motion has been recovered on that shoulder joint.
Yeah, I looked at that when I opened it. It wasn't really wrapped. It was up on top of it, so I was wondering if it was caught on something, but it wasn't caught on anything. It does look like there's a little edge. I'll take some pictures of that. Some of the coating is pulled back, so maybe there was some pressure there. I don't know if that was like that to begin with.
All right, we copy, and we see that as well.
Maybe it was hanging up. When I reached in, that cable was right on top of that left axial restraint or whatever it's called, but it wasn't stuck, but it was kind of retracted within the suit on there.
We copy.
Feels normal now.
All right, Jessica, that's helpful. And with Sophie moving around a bit, is she more comfortable now? Is it back to normal, or do we need to continue with some questioning here?
Feels completely normal now, so I think that cable must have been kind of stuck there. Again, it wasn't like hung up on anything, but maybe it was wedged when it was still zipped up.
All right, that concludes our troubleshooting, and thanks so much for taking those few minutes, and we'll get those pictures and video from you when able. And Airlock Houston, with that, we can pick back up in step 19 of post-EVA.
You were in step 19.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're seeing a live look inside the equipment lock portion of the International Space Station Quest airlock. ESA, or European Space Agency astronaut Sophie Adenot on the left-hand side and NASA astronaut Anil Menon on the right-hand side recently completed a 6.5-hour spacewalk, replacing a space-to-ground antenna on the International Space Station's Z1 truss. This work initially began on August 18th when Menon and Adenot conducted an initial 6-hour and 23-minute spacewalk to remove the failed antenna and secure it on the station's truss structure. However, at that point, the crew needed a bit more time than expected on August 18th to disconnect electrical cables and loosen bolts, which delayed the installation of the replacement antenna. So today, the spacewalkers were able to go ahead and retrieve the new unit and complete that installation process. The crew also retrieved the failed space-to-ground antenna from its temporary stowage location on the Z1 truss and relocated it and installed it to its permanent location on an external stowage platform 3. Again, a 6.5-hour spacewalk is now complete, marking the 283rd spacewalk in support of station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades, the 6th to be conducted out of the International Space Station this year, and the 3rd for Expedition 75. Now that the crew is safely back inside the International Space Station's equipment lock and they have removed their helmets, we will go ahead and conclude our coverage for today. Again, thank you for joining us for U.S. Spacewalk 98. This is Mission Control Houston.